I have really bad news. We're not going to the ACC championship game. I would say this shouldn't be a surprise to most people. Syracuse Orange is a talented team. They have a really good quarterback. I mean, Kyle McCord, he should be part of the Heisman conversation. He has knocked in 380 yards with 3 touchdown passes, and a lot of them were long balls that our defense just could not keep up. If you're going to be the best team in the college, you have to play your defense. It is bad. It is baffling that we have lost twice in the top 10 rankings in the season, boys. Bama is fucking making it in with 3 losses, but Hurricanes are not going to. I don't feel like we deserve it. You know what's the worst of all? Like I said with Wake Forest, or was it Wake Forest? Yeah, Wake Forest and Georgia Tech. The same plays keep happening, and we always end up getting fooled over and over and over again. And you want to know what's even worse? The Hurricanes came out playing football. That was the hope. And I thought myself, oh my gosh, we might actually make it to the ACC championship for the first time in 7 years. Could you imagine that? What a benefit for the city. What a benefit for the university. It was awesome. They had a 21-0 lead. Their defense was sparking good. Then, a running game doing the thing. Cam Ward passing Jacoby George. Restrepo with 12 yards. Cam Ward to Fletcher for 9 yards. Fletcher then goes in, and then there will be a defensive pass interference on Syracuse that will take us to the Syracuse 2. And then Fletcher does go in for a 2-yard rush touchdown. 7-0. All PATs are good, by the way. Then the next play. Then the next drive. McCord to Gostin the second for 11 yards. Then Jarrell Gill with 5 yards, 2nd and 5. There was a touchdown pass. Was it a pass? I don't quite remember. It was one of those two because ESPN just fails to be specific. Because it just says illegal formation. It was true. There was illegal formation after the touchdowns. I think now I remember. I remember now. It was a passing play to Trevor Penna, and it was a 40-yard to the house for a touchdown. But then the referees were horrible. They were horrible in this game, and that's classic ACC refs being one of the worst conference officiate in NCAA. Both teams, not just against Miami, but for Syracuse too. I don't think it was a legal formation. We got away with it. But the one thing that frustrates the hell out of me, and I'm going to say it for both sides, not just my team, is that they called this penalty very, very late. They called it very late. And that touchdown was nullified after the touchdown was announced and everything was going well. Their head coach, fuck. I want that head coach. I want that kind of head coach that will make them feel accountable. The coaching staff, the players. I want that coach. After the touchdown was nullified, Meeks, Powell gets called offside, and then the Hurricanes defense stopped them. It was a good start. And then the Hurricanes did their thing. Cam Ward passing Restrepo for 10 yards. Jacoby George had himself a really good first quarter. Then Cam Ward for 3 yards, Damian Martinez for 2 yards, and then Cam Ward passes to Restrepo to touch the pylon. It was initially ruled out of bounds at the 1, but it was touched the pylon, and he scored a touchdown after further review. And by the way, this officiating crew keeps going on the freaking video review every freaking time, and the play stands each and every time. So what's the point? Just wasting our time. So it's 14-0. Syracuse with the 3-and-out. Hurricanes go right back on the offense, looking very good, and they continue to look very good. George with a 19-yard reception. George with a 40-yard reception to the from the 50-yard line. And then Fletcher with the 4-yard rush. I think there was a penalty that would have forced some yards. I think. I don't believe so. But anyway, regardless, they're at the Syracuse territory. They Martinez goes for 21 yards, Fletcher for 3, and then Elijah Arroyo. And they said Lofton gets the touchdown pass, but it was actually Elijah Arroyo with a 3-yard pass, which would then make it a 21-0 game. Astounding, right? Pretty good. 21 freaking nothing lead. And what does the defense do? They give up this drive, a touchdown. Now, McCord is now starting to get some rhythm, and our defense just gets smoked. Simmons with a 23 yards catch. LeQuint Allen for 11 yards. Pena for 26. And then LeQuint Allen, 8-yard rush for a Syracuse touchdown. All right, okay, fine. So the Hurricanes, can they respond? No. 3-and-out. This next Syracuse drive took 15 plays. 15 plays. All those plays, whether if it's Yasin Willis, Kyle McCord, LeQuint Allen, pass interference, which is bullshit. Jackson Meeks, all of them contributed, and they score from Jackson Meeks. This defense gave up 15 plays, and they gave up a touchdown to make it 21-14. The next drive, promising, from Restrepo to 45 yards, and guess what? Didn't do anything since. Finally, Syracuse in this drive, Kyle McCord, finally the defense was able to step up against Syracuse. Then there will be a touchback. There will be a touchback, and then which would then be halftime. Yeah, which would then be halftime for the game. So Syracuse gets the ball back at the half. Kyle McCord with the pass to Pena for 15 yards, and then there will be a defensive hold which would then add up yards, and then Pena takes it all away for a touchdown. Immediately, it took 3 or 4 plays, and they got it instantly to start the half. So that 21-0 lead, gone. But then Hurricanes next drive, they would get this. They would be back on top. Cam Ward passes to Restrepo, cool. Cam Ward rushing for 17 yards, okay. Fletcher for 2 yards. Elijah Arroyo with a nice pass, or a nice catch, which would then make it 27 yards. First and goal, Fletcher does his thing, touchdown, cool. 28-21, Hurricanes take the lead back. What does the defense do? You bet they would. Give up a freaking touchdown again. Meeks with 33-yard catch from Kyle McCord. McCord passed it to Pena for 11 yards. LeQuint Allen for 21 yards. They keep giving up big play after big play after big play after big play after big play. What is going on? And then, of course, Syracuse ties the game up. And then Cam Ward, the next drive, gets sacked. We punt it to freaking Syracuse. For once, the Hurricanes defense did their thing. LaQuint Allen with a 5-yard rush, losing 3 yards at that 3rd and 8. This is a 25-yard pass to Arande Gaston II. It's all the way at the Miami 28. Willis then goes up for 11 yards, and he fumbled the ball, recovered by Cam Pruitt for the Hurricanes. Awesome sauce. Pretty good, right? So we then then Martinez, 29 yards. Oh, by the way, earlier, I should say this, right? Earlier, I forgot what it was. It was this drive, the next drive, or the one earlier. I think it's the one earlier. David Martinez was gone. He was gone. He went all the way to the end zone. All the way to the end zone. And it's called back. It was one of the worst holding calls I've ever seen in the history of my life. Okay? 12 years watching football, and I know what a holding is. That was not a hold. It was phantom. It was bullshit. Martinez goes up for 29 yards. Fletcher goes up for 4 yards. Martinez goes up for two more yards. Cam Ward passes it to Restrepo. And Restrepo fumbled the football. And Devin Grant gets it, and then he goes in for the touchdown. It's 11-10. I don't want to shout and scream. I just be waking up people. I don't know what to say. Really. So it becomes a 35-28 game for the Orange. Cam Ward goes back on the field. Arroyo for 5 yards. A couple of times over. It ends the third quarter. Then fourth quarter starts. 3rd and 7. Restrepo was incomplete, but there'll be a defensive hold, which will then give us a fresh set of downs. Cam Ward to Restrepo for 40 yards, and then Martinez rushed in for a touchdown. We tied it up, at least. Can the defense hold up? If your answer is no, then you're correct. Because guess what? They gave up another touchdown. This time it's LaQuint Allen for a 3-yard rush all the way from the 25. Now, it wasn't a 75 yards. No. How did they get here? Well, of course, Kyle McCord keeps passing with the long balls. One of them was to Jackson Meeks for 29 yards. LaQuint Allen for 12 yards. And when we finally get a third down stop, a freaking penalty on the Hurricanes from Michelle Powell. Embarrassing. It's oh my goodness. What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to be... Ever since ACC play, the Hurricanes defense has been the worst in the conference. The worst in the conference. We gave up big yards plays to almost every ACC team. Even Wake Forest, okay? There was no way of stopping the run game. There was no way of stopping the play action. There was no way of stopping the long ball. The Hurricanes defense could not do anything. And despite all the studies, despite all the film, despite everything, they still get exposed. And Syracuse recaptured the lead. Hurricanes next drive. This is 13 plays. Cam Ward doing his thing. Jacoby George with his 16 yards. Cam Ward to Restrepo. Defensive pass interference against Syracuse. Unsportsmanlike conduct to Michelle, to Powell. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. He gets bodied. And then I don't know what's happening with the coaching staff. Do you not have faith in Cam Ward that you had to get him off the field? You settle for a field goal, a 27-yard field goal. What are you thinking? What in the world are you thinking to go for a field goal in this possession right here, to kick the field goal, having more faith on a defense that gave up 6 touchdowns very quickly after the first quarter? All they had to do was run the football. LaQuint Allen did all of it to get the first down. Pena to finish it off. I'm embarrassed. I'm very embarrassed as a Canes fan. I think everyone in Miami is very embarrassed. The defense is not disciplined. They're not communicated. You had a 21-0 lead. And then, wait. You gave up 6 straight touchdowns after that. So, Lance Guidry, this is your fault. You know what that means when you don't get us to the ACC championship? You're probably not going to get us to the NCAA playoffs. You're probably not going to have us win the ball game. Oh, you know what that means, Lance Guidry? You know what that means? I'm officially calling for a firing of your ass. Get the fuck out of Miami. Never come back. You have proved that you cannot even coach a defense that had the best talent on the defense. You could not coach the defense to save your career. I'm done with you. My patience has ran out with you. In fact, I think everybody in South Florida is done with your play calling on defense. You have proven you can't coach. You cannot coordinate the defense good. You can't do it. You have proven unprepared against ACC. You have proven incompetent with the ACC. You have proven you can't do it. You should go. Get out of Miami. Go somewhere else. Because you're not fit here no more. You failed us. And Cristobal, you failed us too. What the hell was that play call at the end? For getting us a field goal. I don't get it. I don't get it. There needs to be changes. This was a make or break for the Miami Hurricanes. And now we're not going to freaking go to ACC championship. And most likely we're not going to the playoff either. I'm done talking about this, really. I'm done talking. Give credit to Syracuse. They played good. Really good. They beat a top 10 team. Again. Like Clemson, like us. Why is this happening on all the time? Why? Embarrassing. If you're going to get us to the old and glory days, it starts with our motherfucking defense. Get it done. Fire Lance Guidry. He is proven that he can't do it. He can't do it. He just can't do it. And Syracuse had no problem exposing it. And then one more note. Syracuse beating Miami. ACC got what it wanted. You know, yesterday, Friday, they advertised SMU and Clemson. Even though it was a day before. How is it possible they know what was going to happen? How? It's no wonder why Miami got 9 freaking penalties that screwed us on the defensive side too. Miami should have looked at it and said, "No, fuck that. We're going to win and we're going to go to the ACC championship." And you want to know what's even more embarrassing? What is even more embarrassing? SMU comes to the ACC in its first season in the ACC. They're going to ACC championship faster than we did. And that sucks. That really, really sucks.